Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Valentine Lister, and this is my series on the minor arcana for the suit of Pentacles. And today we're going to be covering the Seven of Pentacles. So we're going to get into everything you need to know about this card, including which major arcana cards rule this minor arcana card, the astrology of the card, which is tied into the rulers of the card. We're going to go into the secret symbolism of the card, including numerology, as well as learning the upright and the reverse meanings. So you're going to get to know this card really well so you don't confuse it with the other cards. They don't just fuse into one another. You really understand it. So when you pull it, you know what's happening, you know what's going on. And just a quick intro, if you don't know me, my name again is Valentine Lister. I'm a professional astrologer and tarot card reader. And on this YouTube channel, I love to share about astrology, tarot. I do some forecasting every week. I do a weekly forecast. And I also do as well videos on spirituality, like spiritual practices that I use, that I really love, that I think you guys need to know about. If you want to know a little bit more about me, you can go to my website, valentinelister.com. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this card. Okay, so I gave this card a little nickname to introduce you to it, to help you to get to know it. And I like to call this card, Is This Seed Ever Going to Grow? I'm not sure. It's going to take a while. Okay, so next we have the rulers of the card, the astrology. So the Seven of Pentacles is associated with Saturn in Taurus. So we have the World's card that is associated with the god Saturn. And we have the Hierophant, which is associated with the zodiac sign of Taurus. And you can kind of think of zodiac signs as like homes or places that you would go, or like a kingdom or castle, right? And so we have this god or goddess in the home or the domicile of Taurus, Taurus is ruled by Venus. So that's a little bit different. I've also said that in the past videos that it's like the god or goddess in the costume of the other card. So you can use whatever visual or story that you want that really helps you make this association. And so the other thing I want to let you know for astrologers is that this is the third decan of Taurus. So that would be the last 10 degrees of Taurus. And also, if you want to remember this and don't feel like writing 78 cards down, and their zodiac associations and yada yada, I wrote this down for you. So I have a PDF called the Tarot and Astrology Cheat Sheet, where I list all of that info out for you. And it's like a really awesome reference that I use for myself. And you can get that by going into the description box below, and I put a link for you right there. Okay, so the hidden symbolism. So this one, I had to really get creative, use my imagination. For some reason, a lot of the Pentacles cards don't have a ton of symbolism coming in necessarily. It depends on the card. But this one, I really noticed that this bush here is very similar to the Hierophant's crown. And so it made me think, well, first, what does the Hierophant's crown represent? So if you remember, it has 3 levels. The top represented the creative or spiritual world, the middle, the formative world, and the bottom is the material world. So they mean by formative world is that we have the spiritual and the material coming together, and that's very Hierophant. And that's kind of what's going on in these bushes right here. So this growing process here is representing and merging the spiritual into material and creating life and creating these vegetables or whatever he's growing. And so this represents in the Seven of Pentacles, generally creating something that is your own, that you can depend on, and will help you better have control over your life, or be an authority, because the Hierophant wants to run things, or at least have things done how they want them, and to be able to enjoy their comforts, their creature comforts, in a consistent way where they can depend on. And that's very similar to Taurus. They want to be able to depend on and rely on like the material things that they have, which give them comfort and help them to feel secure. And so kind of being like the king of your castle type energy. Um, and so the Saturn card works really well because we have Taurus right in here, very earthy sign. And I noticed that this guy's shirt, very similar to the color of the bull in Taurus. So you can kind of think of this guy as the bull. And so he's working very slow and very steady. So bringing in this world's card, the world's cards, oh, whoops. Okay. The world's card speaks to like the restrictions and boundaries of the physical world, and that we want to like live a rewarding life, we must work within boundaries. And even if we just want to survive in the world, we have to work with that within boundaries. Like we have a body, we have to eat food, we have to dress ourselves like for the weather. We need shelter, things like that. So that you can really associate with Saturn and the boundaries of the physical world. And so we also have to have the prudence. This is the virtue prudence in here of knowing when to act and when not to, and to work within those restrictions, as I said. So both Saturn and the Hierophant are slow moving signs. Like both, like Saturn is it's the slowest moving planet of the 7 traditional planets. And the Hierophant is like earthy, fixed Taurus. So it works slow. So the 7 of Pentacles is probably like the slowest moving card in the deck, and can be frustrating. So Saturn in Taurus works slow to create stability. Saturn was the god of agriculture and the harvest, and Taurus is in like that, like I said, the earthy sign of Venus, and Venus in ancient times was the goddess of gardens. She was the Italian goddess of gardens. Yeah, so Saturn works really well here in creating stable beauty, material security, and even some luxury. However, it takes a long time and a lot of hard lessons. Saturn is like those hard lessons. We want to just be free to do what we want, and Saturn's like, grow up. That's not how things work. Yeah, so Taurus wants what they build to last. So they take their time creating it. So a strength here is being patient with the cycles of life. This 7 of Pentacles is all about like being patient with life as it is and how it works in the physical world. And also another piece to bring in is Saturn represents the cycles of life and death. So we notice that some of these leaves are dead and some of them are alive. And like they'll have to be pruned. Like so Saturn is about pruning away, like cut like harvesting and really cutting away the things that are not growing or not working for us so that we can preserve the things that are living. Saturn in Taurus will persevere and continue to work on growing things even when there's setbacks, and there will be. But the thing is that Saturn in Taurus knows that things that last take time. Okay, so the color symbolism. So this guy, he's got an orange shirt. So what does that represent? Well, he's got warmth, energy, activity, drive, and confidence. And then he's grounded really on this like nice blue, like ground here, which is not water, it's the ground. And then he has like blue like underneath his clothes, and that's like a royal blue. So this represents loyalty, insight, inspiration, independence. This guy is loyal, gonna work on this garden forever. He has the insight like that and that independent spirit that's like, I'm gonna stick with this and it's gonna work out because I'm in it for the long game. This is the long game. This is the marathon, guys. Okay, and then we have these green leaves here that represent healing, growth, fertility, and prosperity, these fertile leaves. And then we have brown leaves, and that represents grounding, permanence, and practicality. The practicality is that not everything you try to grow is going to grow, so you need to figure it out. Then we have like gray in the background, kind of a gray sky. So that represents wisdom, like a mixing of black and white. And then we have red on the bottom, and that's passion, vitality, and courage. So this real effort that even though things are going slow, Saturn in Taurus has the passion, vitality, and courage and drive to make things happen, but it's very, very long term. And it's very much like learning those hard lessons, but sticking with things anyway. Okay, the numerology of this card. This card is ruled by the number 7, and the number 7 indicates wisdom and spirituality. So going inward to reflect in solitude, birth, and rebirth. How funny is that? Okay, so it also represents like the cycles of wisdom, such as like the 7 heavens, 7 days in a week, 7 chakras, 7 notes in a musical scale, 7 traditional planets seen by the naked eye in astrology. Okay, so the upright meaning of this card: you're probably getting frustrated about something that you're trying to do and it's not working out for you the way you wanted it to. And you're not getting the results that you think that you should be getting. So, like, there's clear advice here, and that's to be patient with yourself. To get good at anything, there will be really, 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 really frustrating days. And you need to keep at it. You need to be patient and just keep working on what you're working on. And so this card, the other meaning could also mean like grunt work. So like cleaning your bathroom, shopping for groceries, prepping food and cleaning the house for a party or holidays, or like paying your bills, etc. All that grunt work that you need to do to keep life going. That's what this card represents. Okay, the reverse meaning of this card. So if this card comes out reversed, it means that the energy is being blocked or avoided. So this is one where I really want to bring in my tarot journal and what I noticed. And if you don't know what I mean, I'll link a video on on my tarot journal, how to do one, because it's really awesome to really get to know the meanings of these cards. So what I notice every time this card comes out reversed, and I've got it like quite a few times, I've seen this quite a few times reversed, really dark themes and like violence in the news tends to come up with this card. So like the pentacles represent like physical restrictions. So a lot of times that can be in like physical violence, accidents, physical boundaries, like things like that. And I saw that come up in the news. I didn't really experience that like personally, but just seeing that like, and in a physical way. So the physical manifestation of this was that like every time I got this card reversed, I'd either like break a dish or like I burned dinner. So yeah, either something broken or getting like burns in the oven, things like that. So when it's reversed, this is like extra intense setbacks when you're working on something that just needs to get done for the day, like a chore or things you need to do or work, like grunt work. So like there's good and bad news. Like in this case, if it's reversed, it's not you that's necessarily getting frustrated by things, but like other people, and they're like extra angry and creating setbacks, or like it's like the actual physical things rebel against you. Like I said, like the dishes broke, or maybe your oven breaks, or like, like you get a flat tire, like things like that. Um, but it's easier though to let go of the frustration about doing things because it's like out of your control. At that point, like there's nothing really that you can do about it. So it's like that insight of like you don't even get frustrated because you're like, I literally can't, like use the stove now because it's broken. And so like, you can like cut yourself some slack. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this video on the Seven of Pentacles. And this is just a quick reminder that if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video. Also, make sure that if you found value in this video, you really liked it, thought it was really good, make sure to share it out to other people so they can learn about this tarot card and like the awesome things about it. Okay, and if you want to catch up on the videos that I've already done for this series, I'm going to put a playlist right here. The Pentacles are my last videos on the cards, so I've covered most of them. And also, I'll put a video up here that I think you guys will like. All right, love you guys so much. Take care. Bye. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video every single week.